learn about pressure. That is, what is pressure, factors it depends on, and unit of pressure. So stay tuned. Now before learning pressure, let us quickly revise force. So force means pull and push acted on the body. And to describe force, we need two things. What? Magnitude of the force, that means how much force is going to be acted, and the direction of the force, that means in which direction force is going to be acted, and that is why we call force as a vector quantity. But apart from this, we must need one more thing, that is how my applied force is going to be distributed. To understand this, let us take one example. Suppose I have applied and I have two different nails, say nail A and nail B. Okay, and now I have applied same force on it, say 20 Newton, okay, in the downward direction. Then when I applied this, I observed that nail A penetrated deep than nail B. Then why this happened? This happened because my applied force is distributed differently on these two nails. On nail A, it applied on this much area. Let us zoom it. Okay. And on nail B, it applied this much area. Let us zoom it. That is why nail A penetrated deep. It means there must be some reason between applied force and the area. And to describe this, physicists have introduced one term called as a pressure. So what is pressure? Force acted on unit area. This is an unit area. Now this is force applied on it. In other words or in simple language, कितनी जगह में कितना weight रखा है, that is we call as a pressure. Okay, and to write it in the formula, we write it pressure equal to force upon area. Okay, it means pressure depends on two things, one force and another area. So let us see it. Okay, now say I have one ply, I have kept two bricks on it. It means I have kept some weight on it. So there is a force acting on downward direction, and this acting on this much area. So there is some pressure acting on it. Now suppose I increase two more bricks. In other words, what I did, I increased weight. It means I increased force, but the area is the same. So what happened? My pressure increased. It means as force increases, pressure increases. It means pressure is directly proportional to the force. Now suppose what I did, I put the 4 bricks in this way. Okay, now there is same force, but now the area is increased. So my pressure is decreased. It means pressure is inversely proportional to the area. As area increases, pressure decreases. And this is the reason why we use sharp edge knives to cut, because my applied force is distributed on this much area. So as area decreases, pressure increases, and it is easy to cut. Now see, my force, this much force is distributed on this much area. So if I take a blunt knife, means if I increase the area, the pressure is going to be decreased and it is difficult for me to cut. This is the reason why the heavy load carrying vehicles have more wheels, because it decreases the pressure. This is the reason why it is said that high heel sandals are health hazard, because our whole weight is distributed on this much area. So the area decreases, pressure increases. Okay. So now what is the relationship? What is the unit of the pressure? The unit of the pressure is Newton per meter square. Now why? Because we know that pressure equal to force upon area. So we measure force in Newton and we measure area in meter square. So we have unit of pressure is Newton per meter square. In other words, we can call it as a Pascal. So 1 Pascal means 1 Newton force applied on 1 meter square area. but atmospheric pressure we measure it in bars. Okay. Coming to the end of the session, we have learned what is pressure, the factors it depends on, and the unit of the pressure. If you have not understood anything, you can mail us. Our email ID is here, and stay tuned.